Alright, hello chat, how are you guys doing? Let me check the volume. Alright, sounds good. Alright, let's just get started right away. So today we're going to be starting with Cloudy, who is almost gold. I believe you said 1990. So that's like almost gold. You're there by like 10 SR. Let's see if we can bump you up. Let's see what you said. And get the code. I feel like my positioning was poor. On some places, I felt like I'm playing in the correct places. I also feel like I tunnel vision a bit, which is a bad habit of mine. Alright, let's see what we can do. Back to 1936, unlucky. But this is like an almost gold lobby. So we're watching you and Genji. Genji, solid hero if you know how to play him. He's one of those heroes that is actually very difficult to get a ton of value with right now because McCree is played very often, right? But at your rank, if you're a good Genji, you should be able to get value regardless. The big thing I'm seeing is that you don't really have anyone who will help you. You're basically going to be by yourself. Yourself. Most of the game, right? If you had a monkey, you could go in with the monkey and try to get value while people are distracted with the monkey. But in this case, you don't really have anyone who could, well, help you. So a big thing is going to be being patient, spamming from long range to try to get your ult charge, because this is the way you're going to win fights. Genji is a very ult reliant hero, of course, because you just got Blade, and with Nano Blade, that's just one of the best ultimates in the ultimate combos in the game. And you are just going to try to build your Blade as fast as you can, and then just go in and try to kill people. But you have to be patient and wait for the right opportunities. Even if you see that someone's low, unless you can guarantee the kill with the dash, then you shouldn't be jumping in with your dash. It's a good idea to usually wait, not use this to engage, because if you use the dash to engage, you just don't have a way out. This does 50 damage, and each of these is 25, just for reference. So if you see someone that has two or only two of these or lower, then you can dash through them to get the reset and go back out. But if you just use this to go at the enemy, then you're just gonna die because you have a way out. Okay, let's see how your gameplay actually is. Just wanted to go over a bit of general Genji concepts. You are doing nothing. At the very least, shoot at them from long range. Right? If you're going to drop on main, which I don't recommend, just try to get like a side angle on them if you can. But if you're going to drop on main, just at least shoot at them from long range. Yeah, they have a shield, but you can do damage to the shield as well. I believe each of your shurikens does 27 damage. I'm gonna recheck that real quick. 28, it got buffed actually. So each of your shurikens does 28 damage times 3 because you shoot 3 at a time. That's like 70 something damage. You should be okay with spamming from long range. It's not like Genji's damage is terrible. It's not very good, but might as well. It's 3 damage. There is no reason for you to be shooting at the shields at least. If you can just shoot at people. Like right now you're doing nothing, right? You have walked through main, which is really bad because you don't want to be the front line of your team, right? Like, you should not be in front of your Rhine. You should not be close to your Reinhardt at all. Like, if you're Genji, you should be looking for positions. 84 damage. Yeah, with all 3 of them. Exactly. Which is, exact numbers, but... Anywho, yeah. 84 with all 3 of them. 28 per. I didn't do the math correctly. I just approximated. You should be like up here, maybe going for the flank. Genji is not a hero that plays on main. This is main. You should not be on main. If you're going to be on main, at least play behind your team. Because you're actually a very vulnerable hero. Like, you only have 200 HP. You're actually pretty easy to hit. Like, Genji's hitbox is not small. Your biggest advantage is that you can double jump, which makes it harder for the enemies to shoot at you. But still, you should not be frontlining. You should be taking off angles, right? Safe positions, especially the high ground, because you can get to the high ground very easily. or just flanks in general. But also shoot at the enemy. Like, this is the first time you are even shooting, and this deflect is just bad. Like, there's no damage coming at you, and you cannot deflect the Sigma Rock. So, yeah. You're basically just playing with your team, which is bad, and also not doing a lot. Like, now you're spamming, which I'm happy you are. It shows that at least you are getting some value, and you take the high ground. This is better. This is better. Good kill. Like, you see, instead of just playing through main, as soon as you take the high ground, take a different angle than your team, you can actually shoot at people rather than just at shields. And this is not your kill, she was already very low, but confirming the kill is really good. Like, the fact that you confirm the kill just means that now they have one less player. This is bad though. Don't just dash into what I just said. Your dash is not an engage tool. You should only dash to engage when someone is like very low. And yeah, you could have maybe killed the McCree if you had hit him, but it didn't look like you were going for the McCree. If you were going for the McCree, just wild miss. I think you were just dashing at the enemy team. You break the emo, you kill the Pharah. You'll see that McCree is low. Maybe you're trying to go for the McCree and just miss. Yeah, it kind of feels like maybe you were going for... I thought you were going for like the BAP. If you're going for the McCree, you just missed. Yeah, it kind of feels like you were going for the McCree. You just missed. You just missed. Okay. Not a huge deal. The idea is correct. Like, again, if you can dash at someone and kill them, that's fine, because you get the reset and you can get that. Don't stay here, though, right? Even if you can see the Ana, the entire enemy team is here. So you here, especially when by yourself, like you don't have a monkey to play with, means that you just need to get out. You are not that good at staying in the same place for a long time. So just dash out. Dash out. I know there's an Ana. Another bad deflect. This has been bad. Save it for when people are actually shooting at you. You can dash at the Rhine, but he's getting healed, so it's like, yeah, okay, you kill him. That's not a great dash, but this fight is mostly just won. This is really the example of you are trying to stay for too long right now, which you are getting value. Like, your mechanics are not too bad, and you're getting value, like I said, but it's mostly just that. And again, do you guys just roll this? I appreciate closer games because you guys just roll them. You're doing pretty good, but it's like there's still the wrong things, and you're definitely just playing on the front line, and you're definitely just staying too long. But you guys just roll that, which, if this is a comp game and it's a roll, please try to get closer games for next time. But at least we can still spot some things. Shooting from long range, shooting from long range. This is not bad. Again, I don't like that you're on main. You should at least be on the high ground. We get the point very easily. And you have been getting decent value confirming kills, though you don't have played yet. It's just that you are playing on main a lot, and I really dislike that. I feel like on games where people will punish you more, like, I don't know, maybe their McCree is actually looking at you, maybe they have like a Brigitte. You're wasting your tools to get out very early on. It's like, you're always trying to go in and get all of the kills, and that's not the idea, because if you use your tools, then you can get standard kills, left hand killed, rocked hand killed, just killed, right? You're also playing in the front line, and you cannot deflect the rock, by the way. This is the second time you try. You cannot deflect the rock. Randas block it for you. And even here, it's like, why are you playing here? Where you could just climb and shoot at them from above. Right click in the Rhine is okay, but you're not getting as much impact as you could. Like, yeah, your dashes are pretty solid most of the time. You're getting the finishing kills, which is solid. The idea is there, right? Like, you dash someone low, you get the dash reset, you get out, or you dash at someone low. But most of the time you're just staying. Like, why are you staying here? I guess your team won the fight anyway, but like, you don't need to stay here. You can go to the high ground and then drop on the Ana if you really want the Ana. That deflect is not bad. You predicted the flash. And we do kill the McCree anyway. You could have died there, but yeah. It just your team is just doing really good. It's not just you, like the Pharah is getting a ton of value, their tank like is being wrecked. You're looking good, but because your team is just rolling them. I feel like against a better team, you would. I'm not gonna say you would be getting rolled, but you're playing very. I don't want to say aggressively, but very exposed. You're leaving yourself open to a ton of counterplay. That's the big thing. You're using your deflect very early. You would have been getting punished a lot more. Yeah, exactly. Like you're using your deflect early. You're using your dash to commit to something. So it's like you're leaving yourself with no actual escape tools. You're also playing with your team, which means that your damage is lowered just by playing with your team, because not lowered, but like if you want someone to play with the team, Genji, like we said earlier, does 84 damage per second basically. If you play with a McCree, McCree does 140 damage per second, 70 per shot. So it's like a soldier does 171, right? This is all before headshots. So yeah, if you wanted to play with your team, which is what you're doing a lot of the time, especially before the fight, right? I've noticed that before the fight, you're always like starting here, and then maybe you go to the high ground or whatnot. But you should like what you're doing right now is a good idea. You're just going at this too early. You should be waiting a little bit. You don't need to be exposed like this. You can just be inside and spamming the enemy, where you are not, so easy to shoot, and you just die. Yep. Again, also just use the deflect. Like the idea of using deflect is not bad, but just get out. It's literally just get out. Like you deflect, you look at the Pharah, and you're just like, are you trying to deflect the fire rocket at her? Just get out at this point. You're not really trying to get out. Just like turn around and dash away, or dash down to your team, right? Pharah has a long reload time, so just instead of trying to deflect the fire rocket back at her, just get out. If you get here, you can get healed, or maybe go for the mini and come back. This is like a good example of you're just staying for too long when you don't really have to. Genji's a hero that likes to go in, get the kill, and get out. Or just, if the enemy team is playing here, you can go in without using your dash even, by just taking a smart positioning, right? Like, not a lot of people can take this very easily. I feel like first could be a better example of this. Because you did this, right? Like, if the enemy team is playing here, you can take a good positioning on the high ground, you can walk forwards and shoot at the enemy. And when you see the window to engage, you can go in. You don't even have to dash, like you dash forwards because, you killed someone. And you are like, I can kill the McCree too. But you can just drop behind the enemy team, or you can be like, the enemy team's holding here, you can go up here, then jump here and drop behind them. And again, you are creating an opportunity by dropping behind them without even using your dash. And if people turn around to try to deal with you, then you can deflect and then dash away, because you still have your dash. And you come back to the high ground and you're safe on the high ground. They don't really have anyone who can chase you. Like maybe Pharah, but indoors Pharah is not that good either anyway, and she's got to go up, then go back down, go in. It's difficult. So the too long don't read, at least thus far, has been that you're doing okay, like your team is playing well and you are capitalizing well on the opportunities, but you are always staying too long and using your cooldowns very aggressively rather than at least keeping your dash to get out. You get rest, which is solid. We barrage, one fight that way, Priston Blade. That McCree is free. You can go at the McCree, yep, good job. Solid. Again though, like even now you're kinda playing on main. Instead, just take the time. Like you've been here for like 5 seconds, you could just walk here. Maybe climb here. Prepare for your next fight. Because you're just staying with your team a lot, and that's not something you should be doing on Genji. You want to avoid playing on main. Because if the enemy can see you, they can shoot at you, they can react to you coming forwards. Whereas if you're just on an off angle, either here or maybe like here, if they look at you, they need to look away from, like, if this is your team, to look at you, they need to look away from your team, right? And that's the general idea of taking off angles. Even here, it's like, to contest you, they need to stop shooting at your team. If you're here with your team, they can just keep shooting at your team and they will be fine. And you're in danger anyway. But if you're here, they need to actually look at you. Not your team, but only you. And the more people look away, the more value your team gets as well. All of that to say, you can get more value by playing even just slightly on the high ground. Because you're playing with your team a lot of the time. Which, by the way, yeah, look at that, right? Like, they are not actually trying to kill you here. They're just, like, if I go to the Vine, he's just like coming back to pressure your team, but you just happen to be on the front line. Like, he's going for the Zarya, and you are so far forward that he kills you anyway. Even though he's not even going for you. Because they're just like, if this is the front line, this is where most of the damage is being traded. At lower ranks, especially when you have like a Rambi Rhine and, you know, more brawler comps, it's always like, there's a lot of damage being traded on the front line. And if you are on the front line, you are very likely to die. You have your deflect, which you can use to help your tanks a little bit. But ideally, just don't be on the front line. It's better for you to avoid this kind of situation where the enemy is just kind of shooting at your team and you are dying because you are with your team. Which again, doesn't mean you should ignore your team. It's a matter of going with your team timing-wise. Not positioning-wise. Because this is being with your team timing-wise, but also positioning. Instead, you could be here, right? And when your team is pushing forward, you pick out, start doing damage, maybe go in, get a kill, get out, right? So I don't want you to just be here and be going in by yourself when your team is just holding defensively, because then you're just feeding. Right? You are just taking a 1v6, and that's bad. But instead, you just play here, play a little slower, maybe here, play a little slower, play a little more, because your shurikens don't have any damage drop-off. Your shurikens, at least your left clicks, will go on forever. You can just be here, do a little damage, try to get, you know, headshots, whatnot. But then, like, your team pushes forwards and you become an active piece. Rather than just playing defensively and trying to get damage out, you can be like, okay, my team is engaging. Do I want to go in? Can I flank the backline? Can I try to kill something? Do I see someone going low? Can I dash through them and then dash away? Or dash through them, then dash towards something else that's very low? That's the general idea of taking an off angle. It's, well, I want to pressure the enemy, and this is the right word, by the way, it's pressure the enemy. It's not a lot of pressure, like, again, your shurikens only do 84 damage, but it's some pressure to the enemy. You want to pressure the enemy until your team goes in, and when your team is doing the pressure and, you know, doing a lot of the fighting, you can go in. And that doesn't mean just dash in. That means you can walk out, try to get a flank, maybe go for the backline. If you see someone low, then you can go for the dash into them as well. But here you are just dying because you are playing on the front line, and you should not be playing on the front line. The higher you go, the more you will be punished for just playing on the front line. This is a lost fight, by the way. Well, maybe not a lost fight, but we should at least wait for the fight. Hi, Echo. I'm not sure you will learn a lot today, Echo, but glad to have you anyway. Pharah is not your target. And this is definitely a lost fight. Even though we use grab, it's like they use 2 ultimates where they got 2 kills. This is just a lost fight. Please don't invest your blade. That's fine, they actually used so many ultimates. Shatter, Flux, High Noon. We use grab for it, but I would take that trade. Even just Pharah trying to spam at your team can do damage to you because you're playing with your team. You just enjoy it? Oh, thank you, that's very meaningful. And this is not that good. Like, you may still get a lot of value out of this, right? Like, the idea is good. With Nanoblade, we go for the backline. But if you go in, you're just kind of going in by yourself. That's the problem. Like, your Vine is not in a fight yet. You are very far away from the enemy, which will force you to dash at their front line as well. So again, the idea is not bad. The idea of using Nanoblade, I mean. And that's a really good pick from your Pharah. You really struggle with plays on some maps. That's because you're playing with your team. So your starting position is very vulnerable. Even though you did the right thing to dash up, which I think you did. Yeah. So even though, like, again, dashing up is a good thing because it gives you a good visual of the enemy, and it lets you, because when you press Q or Alt button, your dash resets, so you can dash down at someone. The problem with this is that you would usually want to dash up like this. So you can dash at whoever you want on the enemy team. From here, you can only dash at like the front line. And you're not really going to kill a Rind or a Sigma with a Nanoblade. First, because, you know, they are tanks. Secondly, because they have... the Rind can pressure you, the Sigma can rock you, they're going to get healed, you're going to be where the damage is coming from, right? So the idea of Blade up, get nanoed, go in is a good idea. This execution is just very awkward, and I don't know how it's going to go. It just feels like from here, you're not really going to have another option than dashing at the front line. And then maybe you'll be like, I'm gonna walk to the Baptiste and try to kill him, but Baptiste can just run away, put the emo down, and if you don't get kills, then you don't get your dash reset, and your mobility is gone, and you're just wasting your blade. So that's it. Let's see how this actually, like... hold on. I was gonna say, let's see how this works, how this goes. But I would, if you want to play it, just come out this way, right? Use cover to get here, and then from here you can dash like here. And from here you can be like, okay, I'm gonna kill the Baptiste, maybe the McCree. I'm going to jump on the McCree, kill the McCree, then dash to the Baptiste, kill the Baptiste. Then I can pressure the front line if I want to. Hi, Wizard, please. I'll do that today. Yeah, I will go third on that. That will be my third review for the day. So let's see how this goes. You get a dash with it, you slash at the Pharah, you don't even dash at someone, you just let yourself drop. Okay, you dash through them, which is solid. You slice too early, so your blade mechanics are not that good. I'm going to good, thank you. Your blade mechanics are just not that good. Like, they have the emo, you have to break the emo. You also have a McCree shooting you from behind. The engagement was pretty poor. Looks like you may get a kill though. Yeah, you get the Baptiste, which is solid. Dash away. Okay, you missed the dash again. But using Nanoblade to kill the Bap, is it worth it? It's value, for sure. It's value. Like, out of all of the people they have, the Baptiste is probably your best target. Diana's coming back and you've removed their healing, so it's like, it's a good person to kill, for sure. But you could have gotten a ton more value if you had just like... So you go up. Like, you are here. First things first, you should be looking down to choose a target, and then just dash in. You instead, what you do is you let yourself fall, then dash to the front line. Just from up here, you should be like, okay, it's not the ideal position, like, I would much rather be here. Is it a big difference? No, but from here, you have a much cleaner access to the backline. So it's not that different, but it's enough of a difference that you can just be like, oh yeah, I just dash at Baptiste. Maybe the McCree, but you can just dash at Baptiste for free from up here. In either case, other than the starting position, even from here, if you were looking down a little bit, you could be like, oh, I'll just dash at the Baptiste, slice him right away, maybe get a kill even before the emo goes down, because this Baptiste needs to react to you, right? Like, and he's not used the immortality field yet. He's trying to heal the team, and you dropped in front of him. So you could have just dashed at them, sliced them, and killed them before the immortality field even goes up, because it has small activation window. Usually at higher ranks, as soon as they hear the blade, Baptiste will throw the immortality down just to make sure they don't die. But if they do that, then you're just on top of a Baptiste. You can slice the immortality field with one swing, and then kill the Baptiste again. But here you just dropped in front of them, which means that you don't have great control over your dash, and you know you're too far away to actually slice them. So you dash in, which by the way, this is only 75 damage. Your actual slice does like 125, 60, so like 187, 5, something like that. In comparison to your dash, which is not that good. So you just give him time to get the emo out first thing first, because you have to dash towards them. Then it's like, well, I'm not in a great position, because now I'm just kinda here, and yeah, of course, the Baptiste is a good kill. But they could, like, if the McCree was paying attention, he could just have stunned you. Like, what is this? Did he just roll away? Hold on. So the McCree should roll away. And when you dash in, he keeps going away, but he could have stunned you instead. Like, if he had stayed a little closer, you could have been stunned. 180 damage per swing, 75 for actual dash. Gotcha. So there you go. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around there. Hold on, is it that correct? I thought the dash did 125 per swing. Let me double check that right quick. Dragon Blade, no, it's 120, you're right. Okay. But yeah, if like at higher ranks, the McCree could have been closer, right? The McCree could have been like, little closer, stuns you, you're out of play. All because you didn't just go in. You need to go in earlier. Basically, the idea of dashing up is that you have a good line of sight on whatever you want to go on. They don't really have a great way of stopping you, and you can just swing, dash at them, be on top of them, and swing. Instead, just drop, which gives them time to get the window. McCree can roll away, right? You're just giving them more time to react, which you still get value, but you could be getting more value. Also here, swing at the emo, you can break, like I said, you can break the emo with a single swing. So I think your reaction time was just slow on that. And you can see that McCree is actually shooting at you right now. So he could also just kill you. You do end up going for the emo, and then you kill the Baptiste. So it does kind of work out, but you need to, it's not so much that you need to polish your play mechanics, it's that you need to get on the mindset of, I just need to go in and kill people as fast as I can. The more time you give them, the more time they have to counterplay around you. And again, only one kill, but it's a one fight. This single kill can translate to a one fight, because now they have no healing. And yeah, this is just cleanup. Left click at this range. At this range, you should left click. It's more likely that one of the three will hit than with your spread. So at this range, when you're this far away, just left click. Right click is really good when you're closer, because you know you can get the damage in bursts rather than staggered, and it's easier to hit. What are you? Again, this is, you're getting very little value this fight. You should have spent a lot of this time you had, if you wanted to go for the flank, just setting up for the flank, because your team is just pushing the payload. So if you wanted to go for a flank, you should set it up in advance. Like all this downtime you are having right now, while you're shooting, you could just shoot, then come this way and try to get for the backline if you're going to do that anyway. Don't worry about breaking the emo, by the way. Like, breaking this emo is useless. In this case, because it's not really saving anyone. And it will just go away after like 5 seconds. So this is not an emo you want to focus down, because no one's actually using it. No, full HP, no. So don't worry about breaking this emo, it's just a bad emo. So you do go for the flank, but look at this, right? While you're going for the flank, your team is fighting. We shattered 2 people. Did we? No, your range is dead. They are aware of your presence, and now they can react. It's like you just took the flank a little too late. And you may still win this because your team is like playing really well. Like your Pharah is just killing people left and right. I missed the headshot on Diana. There you go. Just spam the Reinhardt. They barrage, but it gets no value. But yeah, and by the way, you guys have been pushing for 5 minutes and we only got 1 blade. You had 1 single blade in 5 minutes. And I feel that just really speaks to how little value you are getting when you're playing on the front line. Because you're just not doing a ton of damage. Like your dashes have been good, right? You have been getting value with your dash sometimes, not always. Sometimes you are just wasting it and maybe trapping yourself. They are not punishing you for it. But they could be punishing you a lot more. But like, I'm not saying you get a lot of value out of your left and right clicks. It's just, you're just in a bad position on the front line where you cannot really get actual damage into people. Oh, now you got McCree. So McCree is a lot simpler. With McCree, yeah, you just stand behind your tank, you shoot at things. If something gets close, you stun them, you right click them, and they're dead. Don't be afraid to right click. Or if you're playing, I don't think you are playing in console, but the right click is just the alt fire. This game, I was playing Genji, that's why I did that VOD, that's why I did that VOD, I feel like I did terrible. You did not do that bad on Genji, I will say that. Like, your dashes were good, you recognize the opportunities to dash to people who are low and kill them. You just, like, confirming the kills is really important, it's your number 1 priority. If you have a dash and you can confirm a kill, do it. Because you are basically getting that kill for free. You dash, you kill them, and the dash resets, so you can dash again. So you can dash at someone else, you can dash out. So if you can dash to confirm a kill, that's good. But a lot of the time, not a lot of the time, a few times you have used your dash and your deflect to just, after going in and maybe killing someone, which you have done a couple times, right? You go in, you confirm the kill with your dash, which is solid, but then you go, oh, I'll just go at someone else. And sometimes that's not warranted. Sometimes just getting out with after your reset is good enough. Because you got the 1 kill. You can set up again, get healed, make sure you have your cooldowns, then go again. It's not like you have to stay in the right lane forever. You just go in, kill, get out. Anywho, look at the McCree play now. Yeah, they have a Tracer which is solid for you. In fact, you basically counter all of their team. Like, Mercy Lucio don't have enough burst healing to help them survive your right click, which is, just really good. Tracer, you can stun a headshot. McCree, you can duel the McCree, so this is the only one where you just don't have a free win. If you stun the Tracer, she's dead. Lucio and Mercy, they just don't have enough healing. McCree, it's a duel. It's like a skill matchup. Roadhog, when he goes for the heal, you stun right click him and he's dead. Monkey, you stun right click him and he's dead. So you actually have a really, really good hero against what they're running. And the Tracer just dead, so that's even better. Like I said, this Pharah has been getting so much value. That's a free kill, by the way. This is a free kill for you. All you have to do is, like, instead of walking away, walk forward, throw your stun the monkey, right click does 300 damage, and monkey in this situation doesn't really have a good way to get out, and your team can just push him and kill him. Instead, you're just trying to reload and, like, not get that much value. You're doing damage anyway, but it's like, you could have confirmed that kill. McCree's biggest tool right now is to flash into a right click. It's just really good, especially like it denies tanks a lot of value if you can get it out, because no tank can really ignore 300 damage coming at their face. This is not bad, just shooting at range. Did you have 4 shots? Why reload? This reload is early. You had 4 shots. Just take your shots, then reload. There is no reason to reload. You have a target. Why are you reloading every 2 shots? Just keep shooting at the Roadhog. Like, that reload is okay. Like, you look away, you try to reposition, you reload. But if you have a target and you're just shooting anyway, don't bother. You push this guy, free kill, roll, stun, right click. It's a habit. Stun, stun, right click, right click. Good job, good kill. It's a habit. I get the idea of reload, like the idea of having as many shots when actually going, like before the fight or when you're taking a second to reposition or hiding in cover. That's solid. But if you have a target and you're shooting, just use all of your shots. That was a really good kill, by the way, and that's a really good shot too. Good kill. Can you kill the Mercy? Almost, but no. I'm not here to judge your aim. You're like high silver, low gold. So the aim is not gonna be a problem. You're playing McCree very solidly, and yeah, that knocks dead. Don't. This is the second time you're going for a breaking something that is useless. This bubble is not going to impact your team, and it's going to go away after a few seconds. So just let it be. Don't waste your time trying to break it. Like with the emo, right? If they throw, well, this is not your team, but if they throw a really bad emo and it's not really going to keep anyone alive, and we don't need to break it, then we just let it go away. This is a very dangerous position, by the way. Here you can just, like, I know they have a Monkey, an Ashe, and a Tracer. They can all just coalesce on you and try to kill you at once. This is really bad. McCree is a very diveable hero by himself. So what you have done is you have isolated yourself from your team. If you are with your team, they cannot really dive you. You are really good. You have really good damage. But if you don't have anyone to help you survive, you get punchy and didn't do it again. Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, just stay with your team. McCree is a hero that stays with the team most of the time. I say most because there's situations where you can go for an off angle, maybe a flank high noon, but even then you usually want to have like a diva protecting you, or a sigma protecting you. Good shot. Like your aim is, I don't think your aim is a problem. It's not, of course, it's not at like Masters level or anything. It's just decent aim for your rank. I don't think it's the problem, at least. But yeah, you get punished because you are playing by yourself. And that doesn't only apply to this position. It applies to any position where you cannot, where your team cannot help you. If your team is playing here and you are here, this could be very bad. If you're playing like, especially if you're playing like here and you're playing here where they can just drop on you. If you're isolated like this, you're giving them a free target. Especially when they have like a dive hybrid comp, right? Like Monkey Tracer will kill you. Even though by themselves, they are not that dangerous to you. If the Monkey jumps you, you just stand right click him and he either gets out. If he drops his bubble, you just roll and right click him again. If Tracer comes at you, yes, the Tracer can win the 1v1. But unless it's a really good Tracer, the 1v1 favors you because you just hit the flashbang and kill her anyway. So it's like, by themselves, they are not that dangerous. But if the Monkey goes in, drops the bubble to protect himself very early, and the Tracer is here too, when you try to pressure the Monkey, the Tracer can kill you. And if you try to look at the Tracer, the Monkey just has free damage on you. And when you turn at the Monkey, the Tracer can just kill you. So it's like, they don't really need much more than just this to pressure you if you are by yourself. It's not a matter of that position in particular, it's the general thought of, well, if they have like a divey core, I need at least someone to help me. It doesn't have to be the whole team, by the way. It can just be like, Baptiste alone is enough. Like, if you have a Baptiste, if you have an Ana, if you have a Brigitte, any one hero that can help you survive that, will be enough because you're turning like a 2v1 into a 2v2 where you have someone that can keep you alive. And if they go for your someone, like if you play with an Ana, right? If they go for the Ana, you can go aggressive on them because they are going to be trying to kill the Ana. And you have free damage on the monkey, maybe sell the tracer, etc. And if they go on you, then your Ana can just be like, oh, I'll keep you alive, I'll heal you, I'll throw a nade as well, and you'll be fine. So that's the general idea of just having someone else, never being by yourself. McCree is not really a hero that plays by himself. And this changes, by the way, the more dive heroes they have, right? If they have a Tracer, you probably want, like, let's just say your Baptiste to help you, right? If they also have, like, a Genji, you probably will need someone else to make this fight kinda more even. You can, by the way, you can roll at this monkey. I know there's bubbles there, but he's so very low. And you know this because you shot at him, so you could see the HP. Just roll at the monkey, throw the stun, and kill him. It's too late now, but you should have done it earlier, I think. Like now they put more distance, he's being healed. You can stand right click that guy though. Yeah, you can just right click him. Yeah, good job from your Rotok. Right click the monkey, good job. Solid. And again, this Farai is just wrecking. Maybe a Smurf, may just be a really good Farai. I don't think they're like a Smurf. Good shot, really good shot.
Thank you. My ultimate's ready.
You're just taking the high ground for the high noon, which I'm more than okay with. Remember, do you just drop? Yeah. I like that you made the whole rotation preparing for the high noon and then you just drop. This is not a bad place to high noon. Good Farah since I played game with him and against him. Yeah, they're really good Farah. I don't want to say they're carrying their team, but they're putting more than their fair share of damage. And you guys are just killing everything. But I do like that you just came to the high ground, then to high noon, then just dropped anyway. That's a pulse one waiting. No, they don't even have the pulse one. That's funny. Tracer playing with the little bubble. This is not about High Noon, by the way. High Noon is not such a high value ultimate that you want to get the most value out of it. If you can High Noon, force the shield, break the bubble, you have a problem with staying on high ground. Maybe it doesn't really show, at least on this map, because there's not that much great high ground, and it's not like your team is playing on the high ground. So at least thus far it hasn't been a problem. But yeah, just if you can stay on the high ground and like you are not exposed to a dive, like this high ground, bad. You just get even. This high ground, pretty solid. Even if they want to dive you, you can just drop, get the mini, and go to your team. Otherwise, here you're just like, I drop, but my team is here. I got to go to the open to get to my team. It's like very dangerous. But even to get to here, they have to make a rotation, which you should be able to see them, then get away. Or they have to come here and jump you, ignoring your whole team, which means that the rest of them he could kill. Too long don't read. That was a good position. There was no reason for you to give it up. Also, Hanyon. Like, just use it. Not now, of course. Not now. We've won this fight, but we don't need to keep it forever because it's a low value ultimate. Like, I would just use it here to force the monkey away, to force the Sigma away, maybe get the kill on the Ash, maybe get the kill on the Tracer. Just use it. Good stun into the right click. And don't hang on now. I would say if you hear the Sigma voice sign, you have enough time to high noon. If you press it as soon as he uses the voice sign, you will always have time to kill him before he actually gets the flags off. In this case, it's probably too late. Do you survive this? You're being shot by the Tracer, so you probably die, yeah. This Tracer, you are being healed, but the Tracer did just enough damage to kill you. Do you get rest? You get rest. Good high noon. I still think you should have used it way earlier. But at this point you just kill 2 people, 1 fight. And again, this game is just kind of a roll. You guys are just rolling the enemy team. So you're not making big mistakes that I point out. Ideally, this is why I want you usually guys, by the way, to give me games that are really close. This is in no way, shape or form a close game. You guys just roll them. So it's not like I have any big mistakes to point out because you are not getting punished for a lot of things. I can explain like with how Genji, if you use your cooldowns and stay for too long, you are gonna get punished at higher levels, but because your team is just doing so well, no one is punishing you for anything. Like this position is really bad. Like all of your team is over here. You are over chasing them. You are overextending, but you are not gonna get punished for it. Yeah, they just don't punish you. Good job clearing up the kill of the monkey. Confirm the kill of the monkey. We have a seal. We're fine. So this, yeah, you guys just full hold them. Good kill. But yeah, like for next time, ideally close games. Even if you lose, are fine. But you just need to be close games because you guys are just trolling them. And I can tell you, yeah, you're not playing with your team a lot of the time. You're not staying on the high ground, but because you're not getting punished, it doesn't seem that impactful. Right click him, just right click him at this point. Stun right click him, you're gonna get it soon. Stun him, stun him, stun him, turn around and stun him. Throw this stun, he doesn't have a shield. Good job. Play behind the window, kill the Pharah. You miss a lot of shots from the Pharah. Unfortunate. You try to send the Mercy, also unfortunate. You can hide on this. It's like last fight, so you can just hide on it. Pharah cannot one-shot you without the Mercy right now. So I will just hide on it. Yeah. You should have held it until you kill the Pharah, but it's fine. And you guys just win at this point. It's like you guys versus a lot of people. And then you right clicking the tanks though. Like you have the right idea. If a dive tank jumps you, just right click them. That's definitely the right call. Yeah. Your aim is definitely not the problem. We just won this anyway. It's just the fact that you are exposing yourself a lot of the time. I cannot see that many more falls with your McCree because your team just full held them. And you never got punished for anything. Like, the only time you got punished is when you went by yourself. So it's like, I can't see that many falls with your McCree. You are right clicking the tanks, which is solid. Your aim is not bad. It's just mostly stay closer to your team, and that's basically it, at least with what I could say. But they never force your team at anything, so it's like not that much insight I can give you. With the Genji, yeah, I can tell you that sometimes you're going in and you're just staying for too long. Remember, Genji is go in, get dash reset, get out. Especially with a dive tank as well. Like if you have like a monkey going in, the monkey will take the attention. Sorry for the bubble. It's okay. We still could see a few things. But yeah, the idea is with Genji you go in and you want to get out as soon as the enemy turns to face you. Especially if they have like a stun or burst damage that can kill you. You don't want to stay for too long. You're really good at confirming kills, but not at creating those opportunities. In this case, you had a really good Pharah who was hitting a lot of shots. So a lot of people were going low very often. You could just dash in, get a kill, dash in, get a kill, because everyone was low. But that's not going to happen in every game. So don't overexpose yourself and don't play with the front line. With Genji, with McCree, yeah, play behind your tanks. Every hero plays differently. So Genji, don't play on main. McCree, to play on main. Alright, let's take a 3-minute break shot and then I'll be back with DTB Shinobi. Not just Shinobi. Yeah, 3-minute break. Be right back.